Animal shelters play a vital role in today's society, and we decided to look deeper into the topic of animal shelter funding. There are many different aspects that go into running an animal shelter, and there are many different jobs involved with running an animal shelter. Such jobs include animal care, which is the feeding, cleaning up after, medical care, and behavioral modification of animals. There are also managerial jobs, which include hiring employees and keeping the shelter running. Clerical work includes answering phone calls and emails, paperwork for adoptions and surrenders, and gathering background information on people interested in adopting. Outreach programs to increase adoption rates and awareness of animal abuse and neglect also play a vital role. Volunteers are important to help with any of these jobs in order to save on costs of paying employees. We calculated the average cost of housing a cat or dog in a local animal shelter. For a cat for the first year, the cost ranged from $374 to $650. For subsequent years, the cost ranged from $310 to $1,169. For a dog for the first year, the cost ranged from $491 to $3,125. For each additional year, it can range anywhere from $287 to $2,485. These costs include supplies such as bowls, food, toys, collars, and shoes. Also basic veterinary care, such as first-year vaccinations, monthly medications, spay and neuter costs, and routine checkups. For the Camden County Animal Shelter, their total cost of supplies for the 2010 year was approximately $35,000, while the cost of strictly veterinary care was $334,000. Other than the costs dedicated toward the care of animals, there are also additional costs many may not consider. Such average costs include general maintenance, which is air conditioning, heat, windows, roofing, pens and kennels, pest control, or anything else. These costs will vary depending on the shelter. Employee salaries also are an important aspect of running an animal shelter. The average costs are shown in the slide and include executive direction of a nonprofit organization, $61,000. A director of development is about $43,000. Veterinary salaries are around $67,000. Vet tech receipts and earnings of approximately $25,000. General operations manager's salary is around $36,000. Operations managers make about $37,000. Animal control officers receive income of approximately $30,000. With many additional costs which are vital to a shelter, the expenses do add up and tend to attribute to the lack of funding many shelters experience. Very few shelters receive private funding through municipal government. Most do not receive any funding aside from public donations. These donations account for nearly all funding to public and independent shelters. Due to this lack of funding, nearly all animal shelters in New Jersey operate at a severe deficit. For example, Camden County Animal Shelter operated at approximately a $1 million deficit in 2010. Dr. Fagan is currently working with Rutgers administration in efforts to get the proposed shelter at Rutgers approved. Once approved, the fundraising process will begin, and our focus is the funding for student programs advancing students' experience-based education. With all of the shelters suffering due to lack of funding, an additional shelter can help alleviate some of the pressures put on other shelters. Student programs will be vital to the functioning of the proposed shelter here at Rutgers. The shelter will provide substantial student volunteer opportunities, allow the students to work for college credits while gaining hands-on experience handling dogs and cats, teach the students different business aspects of running a business and an animal shelter, and the shelter will benefit the surrounding community as well as the animals by taking the animals off the streets and providing them with a loving home. Our community service project includes composing a generic letter that would be sent to potential donors requesting support for programs to benefit students interested in companion animals, which have the potential to be incorporated into an animal shelter here at Rutgers University. Such programs will benefit the students and animals alike. Seen here is a copy of the petition to be signed electronically by members of the Rutgers community. The Rutgers community would benefit greatly from the addition of an animal shelter near campus with programs dedicated to further the education of Rutgers students. It would allow students to gain hands-on experience that is crucial to the learning experience, and having a working shelter near campus would allow them to learn how to work safely with animals as well as how to effectively run a business.
business. This would also positively benefit the homeless animals by providing them a safe place to live and proper care prior to being adopted by members of the community as loving families can. By signing this petition, you are showing your support in the development of student-based programs working with companion animals within a shelter at Rutgers University. You also understand the valuable impacts the programs, along with the shelter, will provide to students, animals, and the community. Please visit this link and sign our petition that will be provided to Rutgers administration for the support of donations for the development of an animal shelter here at Rutgers University. Thank you for your time, and we hope you'll help us to help Rutgers save animals' lives.